Hello everyone, I am Zero, and we're back again talking about some more detractors, as some certain people had some stuff to say about me, and as usual, they're not correct. They're still mad about me. They'll continue to make live streams about me, and it's cool, man. You can do your thing, swear that you're monetizing me in some type of way, and thinking it's affecting me. It's not. You know, my subscriber base is still increasing while yours is again staying stagnant, and you're mad about it. You're mad that a guy with just slightly over 1,000 subs is more famous than you, more relevant than you, gaining more traction than you, gaining more people that actually like me versus the people that like you. As of recording this video, though, Isom number 2 campaign is currently sitting at $2.092 million, 11,408 covered A's, 11,800 covered B's, 3,738 covered C's, and 1,985 covered D's, with over 2,000 books donated, 17,390 total purchasers. So let me see here. Where are we at? Oh yeah, so we have the warehouse fly-through for the Isom 2 fulfillment. We're gonna go ahead and take a look and watch it. So you've got Airrick signing a bunch of books for his signature series, for his comic. And we got Andrew here, the guy who calls everyone Mughal, and they're mad about it, and they tried to cancel him, and it failed because, again, it's Eric July who runs the business. People packing orders right here and here. Posters, all these posters. People rolling up posters. It's really cool as you can see the process here of how this all works. I think it's very interesting that Eric is so transparent about literally everything, but people will always try to defame him and say a bunch of nonsense that doesn't make any type of sense. And don't worry, we got a few people that have done that. Yep, and considering, of course, we're going to look at my analytics for the last video that I put out, right? Where is it? 59.8% of the people who watched my video were subscribed, 40% were not subscribed, which is cool. We can bring on more people who want to subscribe to my content. Of course, we have people who faithfully believed that I would lose 75% of my viewers, right? I don't really care about any of my notifications being shown here, but let's see if we can find that real quick. There goes 75% of his viewership, where I didn't see that happen. You claimed it was going to happen. It didn't happen. Sorry, burst your bubble, bud, but it didn't happen. So, but now they're going as far as making these. Now they got parody accounts. Now I'm so famous now. I got parody accounts. Parody accounts, and they're doing exactly what I said that they fascinate about. Of course, they're still fascinating around this man's junk for some reason. It's very, very weird. They want to make these weird little videos about me, talking like a bunch of 5-year-olds as they do. It's like, do you not realize how stupid you look? You look very stupid and unintelligent. They're even making a live stream about me tonight, which I don't encourage anybody to go to. I encourage you to let them do their own thing. Apparently, again, with that gay shit, they're concerned again about a man's junk, because that's what their fascination is with. Even Isom, they have this weird fascination with Isom's junk, because he has a cross down here. It's such a weird thing. Such a very weird thing. But what did all this do for you? Let's find out. What did any of this do for you? Oh, it only decreased your video views. Your subscribers are still stagnant. Your views are pretty stagnant. Like, what did you gain from any of this? Nothing. What are you gaining from me? Nothing. You got 2,100 views on a live stream that was just about me, saying I was triggered and I blocked you. No, I didn't block you because you weren't blocked when you made this. You took a screenshot of me blocking you, supposedly, which all I was doing was blocking and unblocking you, because on mobile you can't do remove this follower, so I have to do it that way on mobile. But again, you're gaining nothing out of it. You're just gaining a bunch of hate, and I'm gaining a bunch of subscribers, right? 10 subscribers, still 10 more than what you've gained. So continue to talk about me. Again, your fans don't care anymore, but you're going to continue to talk about me because you have nothing else going on in your pathetic lives. You just don't. And they use this weird picture of me where I was tired on the said live stream that they were watching, and sending their people to essentially try to harass me, which, again, my mods don't play that crap. I do community nights on Fridays where my community plays games. We play community games, and my mod doesn't really give a crap about these weirdos trying to mess up our fun. But apparently I have moves according to them, which I guess you can believe that if you want. You can go ahead and believe that if you'd like. Doesn't really help anybody but you. Or actually, it doesn't help anybody but me. I'm sorry. I made that mistake that it actually helps you. It doesn't. It doesn't help you at all. So, congratulations. You're going to keep talking about me, and you're never going to get anywhere in life. You're never going to grow or any of that. So, continue to do it. You're just going to help me. Moving on to actual fandom with this clip here. Right? Supposed to stick to the topic of stream, but could not hold back talking about Airrick July, then virtue signaling his mission to battle racism. You can see him struggling to control his urge. Right, free. Let's take a listen.
Of how that went down. The like, for one thing, Mr. Airrick July, he likes to lie a lot, and I've talked about some of those lies, but sometimes
you lie all the time about Airrick. You're literally doing it today. You were doing it today. We'll get into that.
Sometimes he uses the truth to deceive. And so what I mean by that is...
How do you use the truth to deceive? It's the truth, then it's the truth. There's no... You're trying to spin it, and it doesn't make any sense. But again, you're not one of the most intelligent people I've ever, listened to.
He has made videos, at least one that I know of, maybe more, saying that, actually Stan Lee did not create the X-Men as an allegory for civil rights. It's not why,
Because he didn't.
It wasn't in his mind or whatever. And then I've seen people arguing with him and saying, no, he did too. Stan Lee created it for that reason. But the fact is he didn't. And Stan Lee...
Ooh, so you had to actually agree with Airrick July for once. And it hurts you so bad. You can see it in your face. It hurts you so bad that you have to agree with what you consider your political enemy.
He has said that he wasn't, now, he probably did to some degree on a subconscious level or whatever, but that's not how they were written originally. There wasn't that subtext, that theme wasn't really there. So yeah, Airrick July likes to use the truth to be deceptive and act like that because...
That makes no sense again.
Stan Lee didn't have that in mind necessarily whenever he created it, that means it shouldn't be seen that way. Even my fucking dumbass...
He's essentially trying to spin it to serve his own narrative.
At 10 years old, living surrounded by a bunch of country bumpkins and rednecks, and my dad used to say the N-word and shit like that a lot. And I had no context for, I just knew racism. It was all around me and shit. And then I'm sitting there reading X-Men, and I'm like, oh, I get this. Yeah, okay. And that's basically what I fucking started building my, my understanding of, like, empathy for people with different lived experience on. That and Star Trek: The Next Generation. So that's one of the reasons that X-Men's so profound and powerful to me. And it's, we're not, none of these people should be held up as gods, and like the thing that they created is like, it should never be changed from what was originally on the page or whatever. It's reactionaries and anti-fans who use that kind of framing to...
The only anti-fans here are people like you.
Shit on whatever they want to, really. Of how that went.
You mean have an opinion about something that sucks? Have an opinion on a piece of content that someone has watched or read, as far as comics goes? That's what you mean? Because we know you don't want to say that, because, again, it would break your narrative. But then again, you're a disingenuous piece of dog shit anyway.
So Deborah Krita is the artist on Yaira #1 coming out this winter from the Rippaverse. I've looked at some of her earlier work, and I gotta say, I'm not terribly enthusiastic about this.
Why would you go take it upon yourself to look at someone's earlier work? Typically, someone who's always working on their craft, like for something like drawing, penciling, and inking, they typically get better over time if they work at it long enough.
Choice. I'm checking out some of her...
I'm going to skip past that part.
...sort of way. Even when you get a better inker, as she did on Star Trek Generations Through the Mirror...
Again, why would you use something older and not something newer?
Nuts.
I showed something yesterday that was much newer by the artist of Yaira. Why would you not go ahead and use that? Why would you look at stuff that's older to try to determine whether or not an artist should work on a comic book? But I digress. Moving on to the next person. He actually buys the book, by the way. He's actually in Airrick CRIES chats, but this is the guy that was complaining about the color of the truck, I believe, in the first Isom. Once the reviews are in for Isom #2, the next couple of releases are going to perform badly. Eric's arrogance and inability to take valid criticism will be his undoing. I'll be sure to laugh at the insufferable fans of this trash when it all goes up in flames. That's what basically most of these say. Again, this person admitted that they don't care about comic books, yet they're trying to insert themselves into comic book fandom and try to ruin everybody else's fun and try to say everyone else is weird. Of course, we have Josh Friedmaster. A few weeks ago, longtime Rippaverse detractor Josh Friedmaster began sharing dozens of pirated book pages of Isom #1. Violated X rules, went into protective mode, and now Laza Furry is spreading lies in his defense. So the Rippafarts are abusing copyright so that people don't criticize Isom. No, they're not abusing copyright. He pirated the book and put it out there online. There is no digital release for Isom, so it's piracy. It's illegal. That's alienation 101. People like you abusing copyright over petty BS. No. See, that's not how this works. Sorry to tell you, but that's not how this works. Moving on to Airrick. Barbie movie exposed toxic masculinity. It's okay for men to be feminine. No, it isn't. As a gay man, no one cares. Nobody cares. You are the only person that cares about this. No one actually cares. All I want to be is equal. No one's saying you aren't in the US. No one is saying you aren't. You fear us women and marginalized people being equal with you. Who's us women? You're not a woman.
Start to feel better about themselves, that they're going to start treating you the way that you have treated them. That is the big issue that you guys have with any marginalized group. You don't want people who are in marginalized groups to get equality or equity because you're afraid.
Equity is a BS term used by daddy government to try to say that everyone should end up in the same place, even though not everyone thinks the same way. Yeah, you know where equity exists? Communism. Communist countries. That's where it exists. That's where that lame shit exists. Equality, you already have that in the US. So what are you talking about?
They're going to get that equity, they're going to get that equality, and then they're going to start treating you the way you have treated them. So your fear is that if
equity should not be a thing at all, considering not everyone wants to end up at the same place. There may be people that want to strive to have more wealth or strive to own more businesses. We are not the same. No one is trying to be the same as other people. No one is trying to have the same outcome as someone else.
if women start to wake up to the stuff that you guys keep pushing, they're going to realize that, hey, I don't have to be treated that way. And that is something that you don't want to happen. The same way that most of you guys feel about, different races, the way you feel about gay people, trans people. You do this because you want to exert that power over them. And that power is a place of authority, a place of like...
Where on anyone's video do you have the factual evidence to prove anything you just said? Please present it, because you will not find it. You're just making up bullshit. Just like Dane does, just like Bob does, just like your whole little clique of Fandom Initiative. Y'all do the exact same thing. You make up a bunch of garbage. You present no actual evidence to the contrary, and then you just spout it on the internet and think people should just take your word at face value.
Exactly what the movie was showing with Ryan Gosling's Ken and all these Ken characters is this idea that masculinity doesn't have to be that. It can exist in a world with feminine traits and different people and still...
No shit. No shit.
Exist and live and thrive and be this thing that is something to be proud of without being toxic or about going too far.
But what happens with modern feminism is that essentially, women should have high standards. Women should go ahead and join the workforce rather than start a family. And hate men. A lot.
But you guys totally miss that because you're so afraid that if women wake up or marginalized groups wake up and realize the way that you have treated them is awful and now they're going to do the same thing to you. But look, here's the deal. Coming from my perspective, someone who's in the gay community, who's had this issue, this problem or whatever.
I'm still trying to figure out whether you're gay or whether you're queer, because it seems like every other week you change it. Are you gay or are you queer, man? Can you just stick to one? Can you just stick to one?
With you guys in the past. Here's the thing. I just want to be equal. I want to have the same...
You're already equal.
...rights and things in my life that you guys have.
You literally have that. Where in the country do you not have the same rights? I'm waiting.
I don't care what you do. If you want to go out, you want to drink beers all night, you want to throw darts, you want to play sports, you want to work on cars, whatever it is that exists in your world that you think is super masculine, because I have no idea at this point what you guys consider masculine. It seems like you hate everything, really. Whatever it is you do in your world.
No, we hate terrible content. We hate the type of content that says women can do it all on their own and women don't need no man and women are better than men. That's what we hate. We hate this stereotypical, quote, strong female character that has zero growth throughout an entire film or series, and they can beat up 300-pound dudes and they weigh like 100 pounds. That's the problem. We don't have characters anymore like Ellen Ripley or the chick from Kill Bill or Princess Leia. We don't have those type of women characters. Now all we have is the strong female character that does everything better than the man. And the man can't train the woman, or that's sexist.
I want you to be able to keep doing it unless that thing is attacking me and my community and other people. That is where I draw the line.
No one's really attacking your community. However, simple statement: leave children alone. Stop trying to sexualize children. Call out your own community if you want it to stop. If you want people to stop generalizing your community, how about you call out the parts of your community or the people in your community that try to sexualize children. But wait, you won't do that because you're the type of person that thinks trans kids and gay kids exist, which they don't. Simple. It's not a hard concept.
You're not going to be able to come out and attack me and say all these things and say things about women and other marginalized communities without getting pushback. And you're just afraid that's what's going to happen if people start to realize that is the way you're treating them. So your fear...
People get pushback all the time. You get pushback because you say stupid things like trans kids exist, which is a factually incorrect statement.
Is unreasonable. Your fear is based on this idea that you have to continue to oppress people because you are afraid. And I'm glad you admitted that, because I wish more people who may...
No one's afraid of you or your community. We're afraid that you're trying to sexualize children. And you want to secretly be groomers. That's the problem.
This kind of content would admit that you're afraid of marginalized groups, even though there's nothing to be afraid of. It's irrational, and that's what makes it phobic.
You call everything phobic, so you're irrelevant, and your opinions don't really matter. So, moving on. We got Yuki Utaware. I'm going to set a standard for you, D-Writer. Whenever you bring up a furry, do not mention that they are furry. We know it's not an indictment or an argument. Until then, your circle jerk posts get nothing but disdain at most. You can't take even yourself seriously. Yeah, person with all their pronouns and weirdo things going on in your life. Whatever, dude. And we got AF. We got AF himself saying a bunch of nonsense. We'll just go ahead and pull up the Twitter. Like I said, do not interact with any of these people that I show. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. But he's been talking about Airrick pretty much all day, making garbage posts as always, because again, Airrick lives rent-free in your head. Let's see. This one, we've seen that plenty of times. This one, but he's just saying the word fruit, and again, he refers to people in the alphabet community as fruits. Now, he calls a lot of people fruits, no matter what community you're in. He calls them fruits. That's just what he does. That's just what he does. I'm gonna skip that one. Rippaverse haters can hate and make up lies about Airrick July. Rippaverse success all they want. However, facts and numbers don't lie, folks. Only bitter, jealous, and cowardly fools make claims easily debunked. Here are some facts and numbers for you. The claims being made are these numbers. Lots of people simply don't see the evidence to support the claims. The numbers are right there, bud. Anyone can say they made anything. Again, the numbers are right there. If the only source is their site, yeah. Independent third-party verification, or it will always have a shadow of a doubt around it, period. Yeah, because people like you can't understand how someone like Airrick July can have more success than you. That's the problem that you have. That is the absolute problem that you have. It just is what it is. It is what it is, bud. So again, it all comes down to people who don't think that someone like Airrick July should be allowed to succeed in the market of comic books. They think because he says certain things that they don't like, that he shouldn't be allowed to succeed and make something that he's passionate about. He wants other people to experience something that he's written personally, and all it is cope at the end of the day. So we'll continue to see what happens as the fulfillment continues. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit that like button, comment below if you feel about all this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that way you get notifications anytime I post a new video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.